More than 2 million people in the UK have a life-threatening food allergy. People just like Natasha Ednan-Laperouse, who died from an allergic reaction after she ate a baguette at an airport back in 2016.
Natasha's parents, Tanya and Nadim, have set up a groundbreaking trial with the aim of treating thousands of allergy sufferers and actually getting rid of their allergy completely for life. It's an extraordinary programme. We're going to hear how it's going to work in just a second. But first, Kira Durkin has a reminder of their daughter's tragic story.
A 15-year-old full of fun, kindness and love. But shortly after this video was taken, Natasha's life was cut short. From a young age, she began developing allergies to nuts, dairy and eggs. She was always careful about her allergies, but at the start of a family holiday in 2016, Natasha collapsed on the plane from a severe allergic reaction. She'd eaten a baguette from a branch of pret-a-manger that contained sesame seeds, which wasn't listed as an ingredient. It led to Natasha suffering a cardiac arrest. She died later that day. Since then, her parents have campaigned for changes to food labelling, and last year, Natasha's law came into effect. It requires all food outlets to provide full ingredient lists on pre-packaged foods with clear allergen labelling. Now the couple have gone one step further and set up the first Natasha clinical trial. It could open up potential lifelong treatment for hundreds of thousands of people living with allergies. Groundbreaking research, all in memory of their beloved daughter.
And Natasha's parents, Tanya and Nadim, join us now. I know that's hard to watch. Yeah. And it's hard for the family of children who are in the same situation to watch as well. And what I think is absolutely incredible about you both is that you have channeled all the grief at losing your precious daughter into doing already something utterly remarkable. You have changed the law so that people with life-threatening food allergies can feel safer when they do what Natasha did, simply buy something to eat. And now you want to take it further and you want to do more to help stop what happened. Tell us about the trials, these clinical trials that are going on, because already we've been inundated with comments from families saying, how do I get my child onto one?
Well, it is a really big deal what's happening here. Actually, the clinical trials, Natasha's clinical trials, which is across 5 big university hospitals simultaneously, is going to prove essentially that you can use normal shop-bought foods from a supermarket, for example, as the treatment for the very allergy that you actually have. And of course, this is done under strict medical supervision. This is not something to be tried at home under any circumstances, but under the correct supervision, etc. It's going to show that this 100-year-old science that was actually first reported in the Lancet, immunotherapy, 1908, oral immunotherapy can actually work for the vast majority of people with food allergies.
So this essentially is to take tiny microscopic components from, say, peanuts or almonds or milk, and you introduce them in these tiny, tiny proportions orally, regularly, slowly upping the size of those. And how long do they think it might take before immunity is developed?
Yes.
Well, it takes a year.
A year?
Approximately a year. And that person will then have to make sure that they take that food every day, really, or there's a minimum, certainly in a week, where they have to take that food to stay out of allergy. If they don't do that, they will go back into it. So this isn't a cure.
Yeah.
No, this is in no means a cure. But it does mean that they would be able to eat a generous amount of that food for the rest of their lives.
Dr. Hillary was saying earlier that somebody who at the moment is at risk of losing their life because of, say, a milk allergy, after this therapy, can eat a margarita cheese-covered pizza. Yeah?
Which is incredible.
Which at the moment, a drop of milk might take their life.
And that's the utterly game-changing thing. So the idea, instead of using pharmaceutical drugs as a solution, which, if you're a child or a parent, there's a sort of big sense of onerousness, and foreboding about being on a drug for the rest of your life.
And are expensive to research.
Hugely expensive for the NHS, or indeed any kind of medical situation. And if for those parents that might even pay privately, but very expensive for the NHS. And we're going to show that normal foods can be used. And so, for example, if you're allergic to milk, as you've just mentioned, just one drop could kill you. Absolutely, if you're really sensitive to milk. However, at the end of Natasha's trial, we aim to show that that same child could enjoy a pizza every day with all that mozzarella toppings on the top, for example, in a normal restaurant and participating with friends and family, feeling normal again.
Tanya, I know that you are supporting the family of James Atkinson, a young man who's 23 years old. He died after ordering a takeaway pizza from a restaurant in Newcastle a couple of years ago. He had a peanut allergy, and it is suspected, an inquest is due to take place, but it's suspected he had a severe allergic reaction after taking just 2 bites of a pizza, it is thought the ingredients may have changed and may have included peanut flour. He'd ordered it via takeaway food app. Do you feel there is more work to be done to make sure that more outlets are more open about the ingredients included in their foods?
100%. There still seems to be a real lack of awareness within the industry, certainly the restaurant industry. The police investigation, it was reported, they said that the restaurant had changed the flour from one flour to peanut flour on the day. And it wasn't flagged up, and I think they just didn't realise that could actually risk someone's life. So there does need to be a lot more work done with these places.
Can I ask, how many years now is it since you lost your lovely daughter?
Well, she died in 2016, so actually 5.5 years now.
How are you both now?
How are we?
Yeah, it's a big question, I know.
We miss her every day. It's we'll never be the same again. But we're glad to be doing what we're doing. This is why we get up to do this, to make other people's lives more hopeful. And I think that sort of summed it up for us.
Well, because I was thinking that when we lose someone very dear to us unexpectedly early, that there's an almost instinctive desire to make some kind of meaning out of it, because at the time when it happens, it seems meaningless and pointless. And I guess that's what you've managed to do. You've created a kind of inner meaning to what happened.
Yes, it's, I think, as human beings, as parents, I think we're all sort of parents or going to be parents pretty much at some point in our life. When that moment happens, it really changes you, and the love and the care that is overwhelming for your child or your children, more than your life, 1,000 times more than your own life. You'll do anything. And when we see and hear, about other children who have died from food allergy or suffering from food allergy, it feels like they're part of our family, and we want to look after them. While we are still breathing on this planet, Tanya and I, we will do our utmost. We'll put our lives on the line to protect other children and families.
How soon after you lost her did you come to the decision to do this, to begin your extraordinary and incredibly effective campaigning? What was the time lapse?
It was a journey. It really was. So we had no idea the inquest would be so interesting and reported across the world. We had no idea. But we started hearing from people, and I think it was then when we started receiving letters and emails, hundreds upon hundreds, saying, oh my gosh, what's happened to you is my very worst fear, and nobody understands, nobody gets me, I am terrified. And we realised that allergy had increased so much more than when Natasha was a baby and was on a trajectory.
2 million people in the UK today.
And we had no idea, and possibly more than that. I mean, it's possibly closer to 3 million.
The 2 million figure is a data from government statistics from 2016, and we know that actually that has increased significantly. We're doing a sort of check at the moment on what the latest situation is.
Well, I think you're absolutely wonderful. I think we all do. And what a set of achievements. Not just one big achievement of changing the law last year, but this now. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Because we are having people, as I say, saying, can I enrol on the trial? Is that possible, or is it currently full?
No, absolutely. So simple. Just go to the Natashas Foundation website, and there's information there, and there's a link through to what you might want to do next. So just go there, and it's fairly self-explanatory.
Natasha Foundation website.
So yes, Natasha Allergy Research Foundation.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, very clear. Lovely to meet you both.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right.